Yeah, so here's basically how it works. You wanted to see how the test mode worked. This is what they would have saw in China. So basically it tells them, so you're supposed to loop a cable between these two, and it tests all the pins, and then it tells you J2 and 3, and then U1, which is the FPGA, which pins it failed on, to make it easier to fix it. So if, depending on which pin failed, it'll tell you, so I thought that would be nice. And it works pretty well. I've had to use it once, but that's pretty much it.
It's okay to have all this on camera, right?
Yeah, that's fine. So then there's a test fixture right there. Those pins are nice. Pogo pins.
I'm going to have to study into that more because maybe even as soon as tomorrow, my TV16 region mod board is going to show up from my room.
Oh yeah? You need some?
Maybe. I don't know if I can get... I don't know if
they're going to be close enough.
Right.
And here's what they look like if you want to see one. They're kind of neat.
This 0.1 inch as close as we'll get it? Or
that's as close as I pretty much would go.
I want to say that...
See, these ones I tilted it to get them closer.
I want to say that's all I actually need. I can't remember. So did it take long?
What?
To program that many?
Yeah, I spent, what, 5 days on it? 4 days?
God.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
And you did
Is
how
it
many?
500. It takes about 2 minutes per, so you know, that's 1,000 minutes.
So...
That's just longer. That's 16 hours. It took longer than that. Probably took about 25 or 30 hours, all told.
So that's something you want to pass on to me?
No, I'll do it. It's really,
I'm totally willing.
Yeah, it's really not that hard.
It's probably just simple as clicking a couple buttons and...
I don't know, what do you want to talk about?
Well, what the hell is that thing?
What thing?
Oh, I thought this was
Oh!
plugged into the top.
No, That's a FM music player.
Oh yeah?
You hook power up and music comes out. Marshall and I were playing with it when he was over. That was pretty fun. I don't know if you saw the video or not.
The interview?
Yeah.
The like 2-minute interview video?
Yeah.
I was like, what happened there?
Yeah. Well, we were gonna do more, and then it got late, and we didn't do it. So we had to go to bed so we could get up and go home.
Oh. That's a long drive, man.
8 hours.
I've done that drive many times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, the last company I worked for had a salesman based in Wichita. So I was always going out there to help him do stuff.
That sucks.
Man, it's terrible.
From here,
right after Wichita, the trees stop, and it's just flat nothing.
Huh. That's funny.
You can't believe how much you miss them trees.
So I think I'm ready to go with installs, other than I need to buy more sockets, I think.
I could have brought you a bunch.
I have quite a few, but I mean, if you're going to do the install, I mean, I'll give you some, and if you have some, then you can use some too, I guess, until I buy more.
I bought a pack of
I bought like a pack
400 or something like that.
That's what I did, yeah. I think I bought a pack of 100 of the 40 pin. That's as big as I could get.
Yeah. I bought like 400 of the 40 or 40
the 40 long,
yeah.
yeah, that's what I got. So I got lots of ribbon cables, so we got like really long. And then I got, for like the top loader, we'll probably use these short ones. I got 200 of these short ones here.
But we haven't actually put them in any of them to see if they're long enough or short enough or whatever.
Yeah, they're plenty long enough. They're probably almost a little too long. Might have to bend them and fold them a little bit.
Which, that's fine.
Yeah.
I guess it's really gonna become a question when you do obviously the front loader, but the twin.
True.
I plan on doing a lot of twins.
Yeah, so that's why we got the long ones just in case.
Yeah.
These are really cheap, 20 cents each.
What are those, 12-inch?
These are, I don't know.
Probably a millimeter, aren't they?
Yeah, they're in, oh, there it is. 8 inches, I guess. I don't know. You do it the hard way.
250 millimeter.
Oh, is it marked?
25 centimeter on all it is on this one.
Oh, that one's different than this one.
Yeah.
So these are a little shorter than those, and then these are shorter yet. These are 130 millimeter.
And there's nothing special about them, right?
Not really, no. If we need other sizes, you know, DigiKey has them, but this is 20 cents, and the ones DigiKey sells are $4 each. So it's kind of
20 cents a piece.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
No, it's really good. I didn't want to swallow $8 a unit for cables, for fucking ribbon cables. That's obnoxious. So, also the other funny thing, when I was testing these, I wore out, you know, some of these cables because I kept plugging them in. But these Chinese cheap ones, I got like 150 units per end, and on the $4 cables, I got like 50 units per end.
What do you mean?
Before they wore out.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? The little pins here, like were delaminating and coming off.
You could do 50 before it was done.
Yeah, and then I flip it over and do it again. So this one's got, you can see here, there's like black there. That's from that stand up from right here when I was screwing it down to hold it on.
I see.
So yeah, I pumped through all 500 boards and just had.
I thought you had 540.
No, I thought there was going to be. No, it was exactly 500.
And you had 8 bad.
Yeah. I don't know where the 8th one went. I have 7 of them right here.
Uh-oh.
I may have shipped one of the bad ones, so it's 286. So let's see, I got my nice little serial.
So is it okay to tell everybody where the first, was it 400?
Yeah, everybody knows where they're going.
Okay.
So how do you like my label?
So, are we not going to start with serial number 1? Or
no, we're starting at 300.
Damn it. I wanted to start at very number 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, should have told me.
I totally meant to and forgot.
I think we're starting at 301. Yeah, 301 to 399 and then 420. My friend wanted that one.
Oh.
In fact, this is 420 right here, actually. Yeah,
right
420. Yeah, my friend wanted that one. So I was like, okay, you can have it. I held my label there.
This is the bad one, right?
Yeah, those are all bad. I like the label.
Well, what I was thinking about doing was, if I found 2 top loaders that were on my shelf. One of them is a 106 that has a 800 number sticker variant on the back.
Oh, okay.
You know, instead of the full body shot of Mario, it's just got the bust.
Okay. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's a. If you get a 10 an NN 106, there's a good chance that sticker is going to be different.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can find, other than sometimes the 2 transistors right there are different. No, they're just different. But that makes them rare. So I thought, you know, that'll be a good one to sell right away.
Oh, okay.
On eBay. I'm thinking about doing this on eBay. And then I pulled a 105, which means it was later production, and it is just mint. Inside and out is perfect. So I'm gonna try to get those modded like as soon as possible and get them up on eBay.
Okay.
And of course I'm gonna start the bid out at probably 300, because you figure top loader probably costs about $100,
and then you got that
120
HDMI
in this,
adapter,
and installation is going to be somewhere in the 50 to 75 range. So that's the minimum it's going to cost anybody to get one anyway. But nobody's really going to get kits right away, so this is going to be their chance to get them right away.
On, if they want to spend the cash.
Yeah, whoever's got the cash. And there's just no way to make this fair for however many boards we got.
Yeah, no.
So whatever money we can get out of the sales of these is what we got to pump back into the next order.
Yeah, I'm not going to make any money on this for probably the first couple rounds, so you know I'm at negative income right now.
Right.
You know, I've paid all that money to have mine made, and I've paid for them, and I got, I don't know how many hours do you think I got in this? 1,000 hours or more?
It's been close to a year now, hasn't it?
9 months. 9 months.
Well,
9 months. November.
So it's already halfway through August now.
Yeah.
So, and I know we were talking about it before then.
But it was 9 months when I had the boards ordered.
You know what? It was my birthday last year.
Oh, was it?
November 13th when we did the video, the announcement video.
Yeah, because it was the 14th that all the forums picked it up.
Yeah. So, yeah. Been a little over 9 months. So
good things take time.
I would really, really like to order as many boards as possible because I know initial demand is going to be huge.
Oh, I know.
Well, also I want to know what's between you saying order more boards and the time that you get them.
About a month or less.
Oh my.
Which is pretty good, I think.
Still a month. I mean, I don't want to go.
Well, we got 100 boards.
Without...
How long is it going to take you to install 100 boards?
Oh,
or 80. Yeah. I'm going to sell some of them to a couple friends because they've been asking forever, and I know them, and I know they can put it in. So.
Sure. No, I don't. I have no idea. But it won't take. I mean, we could talk about this off camera, but what kind of money is it going to take to order 500 boards, though?
Yeah, we'll discuss that.
Right. So, and it may not take me to install 80 of these to get that money.
Oh yeah, it'll. Yeah, I don't know. We'll discuss it off camera.
Right.
But I was reading on that Tim guy's made a 2600 version of his RGB board, and on that forum post it said he sold over 2,000 of the NES RGB boards.
Which I really thought that was a low number. I honestly thought it was going to be a lot more than that. But
that's quite a bit for basically what amounts to a hobby project.
Right. Something that needs somebody else to install it.
Yeah.
It's not super consumer friendly. For
this device here, this is better than RGB just about. It's HDMI, so it'll work anywhere.
It's way better. That's something else we need to do. We need to come up with a definitive list of features and.
Yeah, I kind of have that.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah. I guess I can. And when this LED blinks like that, it's in composite mode. So if you hook a transistor up it'll work just like it always did before the HDMI mod.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you plug the cable in, that goes away and it turns into HDMI. So there's a few minor things I have to do. We'll have to talk about, like hooking up to get the video out of this. I noticed that on some of these PPUs, the EREV specifically, so G and H seem to be fine, but if you just hook that transistor, video circuit up to the video pin, it works fine on a G and H, but on an E it like wiggles and stuff. So you have to tap the amplifier on the interposer. So what I was thinking of doing on the next run, maybe modifying the interposer to bring that connection out here so you don't have to do that. But I don't know if it's going to be a problem or not.
Who's going to want composite?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people want it. Oh, I still want my NES to work like it always did.
I don't know. Sure. Well, on a front loader I could see it too, since it already had composite. But
true. But on a top loader it's kind of different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of was wanting to restrict it to top loading for the moment, just so we can get everything all down, because it's designed for a top loader, really.
An AV Famicom.
Yeah. But see, this is that hole I added on the board to fit that boss, but it doesn't. But I don't know, that boss maybe have to get cut down to get the board to go on it.
Which is totally fine.
Yeah.
As long as there's something there to hold it. That was my main concern.
Well, I guess we can probably may want to put screws through it too. I don't know, but that may hold it just enough.
Right.
So the other thing I'm missing is the foam tape that goes on here. I don't have that yet either.
I bought some, but it's not enough to go for.
You only need a thing
consoles.
about that big.
Yeah. I bought a roll of it. I probably got it off eBay just because I don't know why, but I have a hard time finding that double-sided sticky tape. I don't remember what I was using it for, but I finally ran out of it. And I thought, fuck it, I'll just go on eBay and buy some. And I don't know, it was probably a strip about that long, probably maybe half or 3/4 inch wide. And I just cut off what I need, you know, but
well, we buy it
I don't know how thick you need either, do you?
I don't know either. See, at work we use it, and we buy it from McMaster Car. And we got a big roll like this big around, and it's about that thick. So
is it one-sided sticky?
It's double-sided, but for a lot of things we don't take the sticky off the other side of it. So
sure, you don't need to. Yeah,
you don't need to. Yeah, and that seems to work pretty good. So we just peel it off and then just stick it on and leave the backer on the top. That's,
strip. We
got some this wide and some this wide. We got like 1/2 inch and 1/4.
Can we buy some?
Yeah. Well,
they've got a big roll, so.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if any of that'll work. I was gonna look. I don't think it's really that expensive. I'm just gonna buy a roll and just cut it up and include it, I think. You know, another thing that may work is I've seen a single side foam tape, and they use it for weather stripping air conditioners.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like window units.
So you can buy that crap at Walmart.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Door weather stripping.
Yeah, so I just don't know how thick it has to be yet.
There's a, let's see, didn't I bring up a really crappy base, a top loader base?
Yeah, and you took it back.
Did I?
So
okay.
all I have is mine, and I
was gonna say we could cut into that one and get a good look at it.
Yeah, I did that already.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did kind of a shitty job. I can clean it up a little.
But you can't see back in there to see what kind of thickness you need is what I mean.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, we can measure it. Because the circuit board hits this,
sure, yeah.
This right here. So this is one of the bad ones. So just
got something to lay across it right there and mic it.
Doop, 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 doop.
Where's a ruler when you need it? Oh, look at that.
Where would we put it? Like here, I guess? I mean, there's when they made these boards.
We're not worried about the PJ getting hot, are we?
Oh no, it doesn't get hot. It doesn't get hot. I think it's a little warm. So they made these with a breakaway here and here, so that increased the length very slightly. So they fit a little tight, but that's probably better.
That's fine.
And a little loose.
What are you looking at then there? Boy, that's pretty thick.
Yeah, I know it is. Yeah, you need like a 1/2 inch thick or
yeah, I'd say at least a 1/2 inch. What we're worried about is, God, I can't even make it move.
Yeah, yeah.
The edge coming up like that, and shorten shit out. You know, you don't definitely don't want to do that.
Happen. You can stick that anywhere. It don't matter. But I think that worked out really well. Looks like my thing slightly missed the thing there, but oh well.
The what?
My cut slightly missed that boss, but oh well. Good enough. That one lines up, and that lines up at least.
It's not making any difference, is it?
Nah.
Helping it hold it in there a little bit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Were you trying to get all the way against?
Yeah, well,
red?
not really against it, but it would have been slightly closer if that cut was in the exact place, but it's still fine. It's not going anywhere.
As long as the
these ones are fine. Yeah. So then here's the little solder jumpers right there.
Explain what that does again.
So J5, which is this inside one, when you solder that, it flips these connectors around.
Okay.
So this is normally the PPU, and this is usually the CPU, because when you put a top loader board in there, that's the way it lines up.
Right.
Because the PPU's in front here and CPU's in back. So when your board is sitting in there like that, that's the way it goes.
So if it's needs to be different on the other consoles.
Yeah, you can go boop, you can flip them around and solder that jumper.
And what's the other one?
That one's the NES RGB option. But the NES RGB itself has to be modded too. So what that does is when you solder that, the NES RGB like lies to the PPU a certain way, and it's different than the way I do it, and so that makes it conform so it does it the same way it does.
So that you can stack
you could
NES RGB onto the interposers.
But you have to change the code on the NES RGB also, slightly. But other than that, yeah, that's
which you're going to do, or?
I probably can do it. I'm not 100% sure how I could do that.
Well, are the NT guys wanting that done?
I don't know. Not on this run, at least. I don't think. I don't know.
So they're only worried about the HDMI then?
Yeah, at this point. So, but yeah.
Another option they can add some cost to.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute.
I didn't cut.
Oh, I was gonna say
cut the plastic out. But I mean, that is a pretty nice little. That'll be a pretty nice mod, I think.
That's probably one of my boards, isn't it?
Yes, I think this is your board. Yeah, that's your board. Yeah, you gave me 2 boards to play with, and this is one of them. Yeah, they use that button on the Famicom and the Super Nintendo. That's the same button.
I've always wanted to find one of those, never pursued it too hard. I've had a few of them that were
bad,
too corroded and just couldn't fix them. Just stole them from another parts top loader.
I'm sure it's a standard part. I mean, I've seen that type of button before. But just there's so many push buttons trying to find the right one.
Oh, so the Hi-Def is going to power.
This also, so you have to take this heat sink.
Is it enough to power front loaders, twins?
All of that.
Pilers?
Oh yeah, there's an amp and a half at 5 volts.
Excellent.
That's
okay.
a lot of current.
So, do we need the 1500 microfarad cap on there anymore?
I would leave it on there.
So it will.
Well, you need it because this takes AC, and this is your filter for the AC.
Okay.
So you have to have it. So basically, what you do, you take.
So we still need to replace them then.
If you need it.
I would not send out a freaking $400 or $500 console without a new cap in it.
True.
Okay.
So basically what you do, you take the heat sink and regulator off and you solder 2 wires to the input side, and then you solder them to, this is your V in, and then you solder ground across these 2 caps. And then this powers the NES through the interposers.
So it's not sending power back, it's sending it back through the connectors.
Through the cables,
okay.
Yeah. And then that way the power switch still works and everything works like it always did, except now you don't have this giant heat generator in the back. And so this whole huge heat sink and regulators is taking just these little tiny parts in the corner. My finger covers is the 1.5 amp regulator,
okay.
Instead of all of this crap.
I was actually thinking about desoldering the 7005 and then just turning it sideways and screwing it back on there and leaving the heatsink on, just because some people.
Oh, yeah, I guess you could do that if you
might want to leave it on there for
who knows what purpose.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, I guess you could do that. It doesn't really matter. So basically you solder 2 wires to the bottom.
Okay,
here.
so there is a 100 microfarad cap there.
Yeah.
For the 5-volt rail.
Yeah.
Leave that on there?
I just leave it on. It doesn't hurt anything.
Well, what I'm saying is, if it has to be on there, then I'll replace it.
Oh, I would just leave it. I wouldn't screw with it, to be honest.
I've had bad ones.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Where they do leak?
Yeah.
Oh. I guess you could take it out. I don't know if it would make jail bars or not, though.
For that?
Well, if you use the composite out.
Oh.
You know, if someone wants that.
Well, there's, let's see, this one is audio. Can we get rid of that one? Unless they're going to use original audio. Which...
Well, you can get rid of all the audio video crap on here, and this oscillator too, really.
Get rid of the oscillator too?
I mean, you don't have to.
What about the reset cap?
You don't need it.
You're positive?
Yeah, because the reset's handled through
Because I've had bad one of those too.
I would just leave it on there unless it's leaking.
That's what I'm saying.
It leaks.
For long term, if it doesn't need to be on there, I would just as soon take it off and leave it off.
Oh. I never really see caps like that go bad, personally.
Well, now, you gotta understand that I've done like 800 of them.
True.
And I didn't start checking them.
Oh, until later?
Until way later, but I'd say out of 200, I probably had 4 or 5
okay.
that completely screwed up the whole console.
Oh, uh-huh.
Why? When you powered it on, you just get black screen until you hit the reset.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this has auto power on reset because it's all controlled through software. This reset button doesn't reset anymore.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, what it does is it goes to sends a signal to the CPU on the FPGA. Then the FPGA is like, oh yeah, that button's been down, more than X amount of time, then I'll reset.
Oh, okay.
And when
so it does still reset the console?
Yeah, it's just, now it's through...
Right, through software.
Yeah.
I see.
And this also gets you out of copy nest mode.
Really?
You hit that.
Is that tested and functional yet?
Yeah, it works. I'll have to send out an upgrade if you really want to use it, I think. It still needs a little more help.
Okay.
Someone's helping me with it.
Okay.
But I've dumped a cartridge with it and that worked. So I consider that a success.
Have you done any .NES file updating?
Yes, I tried that. It works.
Excellent.
Yes. Oh yeah, it works fine. Basically, the way that works is you like I won't do it, but basically it's right here. So you just load this NES ROM, and it's the update.
And to be clear, that's not how you could program it. You'd have to program it.
I have to program initially through the test fixture. Yeah.
So nobody's going to get a hold of a board that's not been programmed.
No, it won't do anything. No, if you break it, you're screwed, and you have to send it back.
Right.
But so here's how the update works. So this is the ROM, and see it says it's waiting for a request. So then you go in the menu. This is an NT unit. I gotta take that resistor off. So anyway, you go to save and update, and then you go update firmware, and you hit the button, and then it does it.
Cool. I love that.
Yeah,
I really love that.
It checks the update to make sure your cartridge isn't dirty and stuff like that. Because if you misflash it, then you'll have to send it back. Yeah.
Well, this is one of the things I was worried about from the beginning because of the NSRGB debacles.
Oh, I know.
He had a bunch of firmware issues in the beginning, and everybody was screwed unless they had
a JTAG cable.
Yeah, a USB blaster or whatever it's called. And
yeah, see, now it's doing the actual update.
And he went through 7 revisions, maybe more. Last time I checked, it was on 1.7.
Okay.
Until he finally got it all supposedly figured out.
That's if he bumped it 0.1 each time.
He did.
Oh, he did?
There was. Yeah.
So now it's actually upgrading right now.
Okay.
So if you turn it off right now, it'll break it. Which kind of sucks.
But you can save it by reprogramming.
I can reprogram it, yeah. But fortunately, hopefully there won't be very many updates. Maybe 1 or 2, I hope. I put a lot of time into testing.
Well, that's what I'm saying is, it could happen, but if it does happen, we have a really easy way for everybody.
Anybody can do this.
Yeah.
I mean, if it came down to it, you could actually make an NES cartridge with the update on it and pass that around if someone didn't have a power pack.
Exactly. Super easy.
So now it's actually programming it.
I'm assuming like an NROM.
It's MMC3.
MMC3.
512K.
Okay.
And 256K character, but the character isn't used except for the menu. But that's expansion if I have to make an update that's bigger.
I see. Super.
So it's all block based, and this uses the CopyNES hardware that's built in to do this.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I can't say that I've had too many requests on my end for the CopyNES
No,
stuff.
there's not going to be very many.
It's just still cool that you can do it.
So then the CopyNES would be this chip, crystal, and then a USB port.
Might be able to do that by hand.
I did it by hand on one. It's not hard.
For some people.
Yeah. So now it's done. And so now just to make the upgrade work, you just turn it off and back on. And if everything went well, then it comes back. It'll work. That LED's doing this. When the LED's doing this, that means it's in HDMI mode.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. So, when you were talking about going back to composite mode, the only thing you have to do is unplug it.
Yes. Or turn your TV off.
Oh, right.
So it doesn't detect it anymore. I noticed on the power pack, MMC3 sometimes does this. It's in the mapper itself. It can be fixed, but it has to be fixed in the power pack.
And you don't even have the latest power pack.
I probably don't. So I don't know. I thought I put the latest mappers on there though.
But yeah, did you see the 2600 RGB?
Yeah, it didn't even work.
Yeah. Something about the initial timing of the console.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I got delayed another 2 weeks after that. Had to ship new ones out, I guess.
I could actually change this interposer and make this do the 2600 HDMI.
Do it, please do it.
Or Game Boy too. You can hook this up to a Game Boy and get Game Boy on a HDMI too, theoretically.
Yeah.
Not funny.
That's awesome.
I don't know why you want to, but you could.
I don't care why people want it.
Oh, I know.
If they want to buy it, and I want to sell it to them.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I don't care if someone wants it. If they want to buy it, I will sell it to them.
Yeah.
That's working. That's the other thing on this. I think that to turn it off, you hold the button down. But to get back to the power pack menu, you have to hold reset. So it's kind of like a...
Huh.
You know what I mean? So if you tap it, it resets. If you hold it down on the power pack, you come back to the menu, but if you hold the power button down on this, it'll turn it off. It's like a combined power reset. Kind of on the fence if I like that or not.
Another reason to wait to sell kits until next round is we don't really have anything set up.
Oh, I know. Well, we got to have
as
instructions, pictures, documentation, and all that.
It'd be nice to get a web page put up with a shopping cart, so when they're sold out, nobody's still ordering and trying to send us money. Think that'll take much time?
What?
Getting the website up?
I have no idea.
Are you proficient in...
No, I suck at it. That's why my webpage looks like it's from 1998.
That's awesome. I had a guy wanting to help me redo mine in WordPress. And I said, yeah, I'd love the help. I've had 2 or 3 people email me and offer help, and same thing always happens. I have a couple emails and then I never hear from them again.
So, I did find something interesting out. Yeah, that's showing it. I did it right that time on micro machines. I thought I screwed up my HDMI adapter, but I didn't. So I'll show it here in a minute. So it looks fine, and this would all be ripped up right here. You see this little tiny line, but that's normal. And same as here, it'd be all ripped up right there. And this would be all screwed up too. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Now watch this. Have you seen any like front loaders with an E-Rev parts in them? I know they exist, but I think they're really
pay attention.
Oh, I think they're really rare. So if you put an E-Rev PPU in here and then play Micro Machines, I had G-Rev parts in there. Now watch it. It'll be all ripped up. The in-game, see?
Yep. Isn't that funny?
I know why it does it too. See, this is all screwed up too.
You know why, and it's not on your end.
And it's not my end.
You're right.
So there's nothing I can do about it.
Huh.
It's because what they do, they read register on the PPU that is write only on the E-Rev and down, but they made it readable on G and up for some reason. Isn't that weird? So then this, I mean, see that text down there is all screwed up too. But yeah, I thought I had broken my adapter here when I was playing this at a friend's house and it was doing this. So I was like, oh shit, I broke it. But no, I didn't break it. That's the E-Rev PPU for you. But like I said, the end game is fine. It's just, and that's even really bad. It's just E-Rev and below PPUs do that. So that's the only game I know of where PPU revision matters.
Well, there could be more, and it's
Well, that's the only game that's
unlikely that you're going to have an EREV anyway. So
yeah. Well, that's the only game that reads 2004 for video timing. No other game does it, so that's the only game going to be affected by that particular bug. But as far as I know, everything else seems to work okay. I like how I got the RGB board hanging off there.
Do you remember the EREV? Did that come from me or did that come from?
That's you. It has a check mark on it.
Yeah, but that's not the EREV.
No, it's a G-Rev. The E-Rev, one of them came from you and one came from the NT guys, and I had one. So I had 3 sets.
I'll say I don't remember. I mean, I know I looked through all my top loaders because most of them are open.
Yeah, they're all H-Rev, aren't they? There's probably a few G-Revs in there too, but
I would say they're probably G and H, yeah.
They're mostly going to be H's. I've only ever seen H, but I'm sure the early ones probably had a G, maybe.
So you think it's probably maybe early front loaders that could possibly have the
Yeah, like the original 85 ones, but those will be very rare.
So
but I mean,
maybe the original Famicom,
what?
More likely to see them in the original Famicom?
Yes, that's where you'd see them. That in the Famicom box, which doesn't count. That had E-Rev parts in it.
Did I tell you I blew mine up? My Famicom box? I finally got a power supply for it, original power supply.
Oh really? And it was bad?
And I plugged it in and it smoked it.
Ooh, everything?
I don't know. It only got smoke on one chip. And I was videotaping, so I do have it on video, but I've not released it just because I haven't done nothing with it yet.
You know what chip it was?
It was one of the jelly beans next to the PPU, I think.
Oh.
It wasn't. But I have no idea what else affected, you know. That's the one that gave it up, but
yeah. Well, smoke came out. That's not a good thing.
No.
I should have tested that power supply first.
I think I did, and it's supposed to be 5 volt.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what it was saying it was giving out.
Uh-huh.
But I was like, well, it's not plugged in, so fuck it.
I guess you could take the guts out of it and put the guts for a new power supply in it, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Probably need to, just because it's so old, and I don't really trust it.
It's just a buck regulator. It's 2 parts, isn't it?
That's what you were telling me.
Yeah, well, it has a transformer, I think.
But maybe the one I have is different than the one that you've seen. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have mine anymore. I sold it.
Well, what I don't like about it is you can't do much with it. You know, the M82, man, we did all kinds of things with the M82, but if we can't put a regular cartridge into the Famicom box, then...
I modded mine so you could.
Could you?
Yeah. Can't remember what I did. I modded the code because, you know, it has a cartridge that runs the menu.
Ah.
There's
so
a cartridge.
Maybe we could.
Yeah, I modded my cartridge. It actually has a cartridge in the system. It's plugged into a connector. You didn't see that?
Yeah, I knew it was in there, but...
Yeah, I dumped it and hacked it.
Just for the menu or stuff or whatever.
That is what it's for, but the menu is what controls if the games work or not.
Well, shit, now I'm more interested in getting going again. Huh.
But yeah, I was running games on it. It has the same problem the M82 has. If it has an IRQ, you can't play it.
Yeah. Unless you mod it.
Yeah, I played Zelda on it and a few other games, and they worked. But it checks the header in the ROM, too. You know how the ROMs have that header?
Yeah.
It checks that. It actually checks it and
really
gets the game name out of there.
Weird.
So if you plug in Mario 2, it says Zelda. I think that's the game that says, yeah, I think it's Mario 2. Look at the end of the Mario 2 ROM, it says Zelda.
Huh.
And right there in the ROM.
Weird.
Pretty sure that's the one. But yeah, so everything seems to be working pretty good. I'm fairly happy. I shipped 400 units pretty much, so I think I have the first shipping HDMI hobby project ever.
That's awesome.
Or at least for video game system.
Right.
Yeah, that Game Boy HDMI, they Kickstartered it and it didn't get funded, so they never released it.
It didn't? Maybe I'm thinking of a different project.
Well, there was only one.
I mean, not HDMI.
Oh.
Something Game Boy related.
Yeah, there was a Game Boy HDMI adapter someone was trying to make, and they made a replacement back for the Game Boy, and it had the connector on it. I think is how it's going to work. So you would swap out the back shell of your Game Boy. is the idea. But that project was kind of crummy because it had no scaling. You know, at output 1080p it could, but without any kind of scaling, what's the point? You know, just output at 720, it'll look exactly the same. You know, there's only so many pixels on a Game Boy to go around.
Was it like
160 by 144?
Yeah.
So once you blow it up, you know, there's really not much there. So the other option, I don't know if you saw it, I was toying with making a new flash cartridge for the NES.
Yeah, I was just about to say, what's next for Kevtris?
Yeah, I don't know. HDMI Super Nintendo / Genesis and or this flash cartridge. The problem with the power pack is mapper support and it's compact flash. The problem with the EverDrive is everything.
Right.
You know, let's see what happens. See, here's this EverDrive. The Never Drive. That's what it is for me. In composite mode, it works fine because I pass it. Yeah, see.
So they're not going to work at all.
No, unfortunately.
That's a big bummer.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's the code on the EverDrive, and not much I can do about it, unfortunately. But the power pack works, so there is that. But that guy, the EverDrive guy, is supposedly going to try and fix it. So we'll see.
Want to work with the Hi-Def?
Yeah. I mean, even frickin' Action 52 works. So. So yeah, that works.
I know you've probably heard that intro a lot more than I have, but it never gets old.
I know, it's I think it's hilarious. And how can you sell this thing, you know, for $200 frickin' dollars?
Is that what it was?
Yeah, $199. It's only, that's less than $2 a game. But when the games are like this, I mean, even paying 1 penny a game.
Wouldn't it be $4 a game?
Yeah, you're right, it would be. It'd help if I could do basic math, wouldn't it? And all the music for this is from the music construction set, you know, which was like a popular like program on a whole bunch of like home computer systems. So yeah, if you look up music construction set and play the demos, it's all the Action 52 music.
Sweet.
Which I think is hilarious. But what's weird about the music from this is I ripped the NSF of it a long time ago, and then I got the music driver out, and I was like looking at the music driver, I'm like, this is really well written. You know, whoever wrote the Action 52 sure didn't write this music driver. So then I researched it and looked for strings from the music driver in all the NES games, and there's like 8 or 10 games that use that same music driver. Huh. So it must be some kind of product that somebody sold back in the day, you know, to write the music.
Cool.
Which I thought was pretty neat.
Never heard that before.
Yeah. Also, another funny thing, if you play the Cheetah Men game on here and just let it sit, the music will quit.
Really?
Yeah, because it loops a certain number of times and then it just dies. So the percussion is really short. It's just, you know, like one pattern, and the actual theme is like, I don't know, 16. So after the percussion loops, I think 255 times, it'll just quit. So the music will keep going, the percussion will be dead. If you let it loop like 3 or 4 times or something like that. Not funny. And then if you just let it sit there, eventually it'll eventually go silent, because it'll loop through as many times as it'll loop, and then it'll just quit. So even the music was buggy. But yeah, so far, as far as I know, all my cartridges work fine on it. And the power pack works, and MMC5 works, so I don't know what else there really is to test. It's kind of a shame that the EverDrive doesn't work, but
That's a big shame.
Yeah. Oh well. Got to break a few eggs to make a electronic omelet. Huge insect.
Really I don't know that one.
You don't know that one? Really terrible Sachin game. It was a Sachin game. They never released it because it was buggy, supposedly. You know, they had it on their list, but they never would actually sell it. So there's only like 12 cartridges in existence of this game. That's like the rarest NES game, production NES game, pretty much. I wonder if it's worth anything on eBay.
That's rarer than Garage Cart.
Yeah, it is actually. It seems to work. It's basically like Galaga type of thing.
Yeah.
My favorite part's when you lose. It shows the kid holding up a white flag. And then if you, or no, he's crying, I think. I can't remember.
That's one of them sprayers, an old.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be, yeah.
Okay. Oh my
It
god.
cracks me up. And if you get through a level, shows a bug waving a white flag.
Terrible.
See, that's the problem trying to reset it. You don't want it to turn off on this thing, so. But, it works okay. No complaint, really. Yeah, I've had pretty good luck with testing on it. I have a
Oh
black.
shit, that's not even facing the right way.
Yeah, it goes this way.
Okay. There's just enough room for it in there?
Mm-hmm. It's just the standard RGB.
But it's not, like you said, it's not going to work until you redo some of the code.
Yeah, that's the problem. Mainly the problem is both of these, break the NES bus between the chip and the system. They both want to do it. So, they both try to be like a bus master. That's the problem. And so, with my hack, the idea was mine would always be the master, and then this would just pick up the signals coming off and convert it. So basically, to do the mod, you take one of these chips off, and then you could hook the other one up through an inverter and it would work, or mod the code. Those are the two options.
And that's to get them to both work at the same time.
Both work at the same time, yeah.
So if we stacked them now and unplugged the HDMI cord,
it wouldn't work.
It wouldn't?
No, because the chip is still on there and the code's not modded. Because they both try to communicate to the thing at the same time and it won't work.
Even when the Hi-Def's not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't know that's going to be a major concern on our end for a while.
No.
I mean, it would be really cool to have a top loader, or not a top loader, a front loader
or
that
anything.
had
You could do a top loader, yeah.
multi-out with RGB, S-video, composite, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, technically you could do a top loader with it if you had the...
There's enough room in there.
The 3D panel rear.
Yeah, there's enough room in there.
I mean, stack height?
Yeah.
You think there is?
Mm-hmm. You may have to not socket the
right,
chip.
That's what I'm thinking. But
I think it would fit.
That'd be really cool. So, yeah, I don't see anybody trying to charge much more than 60, 70 bucks to install it, because you just got to remove CPU, PPU, put the interposers together, cut the hole for the HDMI cord, run the 2 wires for power. But I'm also thinking, like, I'm not sure that I want to do installs for quite a while. It's just too much hassle.
What do you mean?
And if it's 50, 60 bucks per console is all I'm making.
Yeah.
With all the time and effort into unpacking and cleaning and testing and modding and retesting and repacking and labeling.
Oh no, you only make 30 bucks an hour.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I could make more if I was modifying my own console and selling it on eBay.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
So why the hell would I? Unless somebody wants to pay me stupid money to do installs.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm not sure I'm going to do them for a while.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Once you go through all the ones you have.
Right. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people out there that will do installs.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to be the only guy that wants to do it.
Well, there's only one person that remains unnamed that probably won't be doing any install.
I'll be happy to name him. Everyone knows who it is anyway.
Yeah.
I don't care. If he wants to buy a kit, I'll sell him a kit. But I'm sure as hell I'm not going to
Warranty
tell people, hey, yeah, go get this guy to do it for you. Oh, definitely no warranties.
Yeah. Well, I have a 30.
There's an anti-hot glue clause right there.
Yeah. I was thinking about doing a 30-day warranty on operation. You know, you can't take the label off, obviously, because that's how I track everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in the menu too. So.
The serial number is?
Yeah. So if you go in the menu, it's under.
I know we talked about that.
See? Serial
Cool.
number 420. That's the serial number of that board.
Excellent.
So yeah, it's in there.
That's good, because that way, if I need to write it down for who's got what serial number, I don't have to open it back up and look under that board to see it.
Or they can just, if you can ask someone what it is, and you can tell everything about it if you keep records. Like, oh yeah, I installed that on this date and tested it and shipped it. You know, maybe.
Which I normally do, as long as, and I'll have the
you write
console
the bottom,
serial number. And then if that's easily seen after I power it on, then I can write that down too.
Yeah, you just go in the menu and it's right there.
That's awesome.
Do you know anything about the Bunny Boys HDMI NES? I don't really know a whole lot about it. I read the thread about it. That's about it.
You read the whole thread?
Well, not the whole thread. Like the last 4 or 5 pages of it. It's like 55 pages or something.
It's ridiculous. And a lot of it's nothing.
Oh, I know. It says me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. Oh, last time I was here, I told you I thought his back was hurt. It's his knee.
It's his knee. Yeah, I saw that in the thread actually. Wonder how close he's getting.
He said he was 99% done with all 3, whatever he said.
Parts.
He was talking about maybe the plastic part of it. The
well, he showed
molding,
pictures of
the
that
molding
in
of the
thread.
console, and
so you'd have like a plastic case and a circuit board and then code.
Yeah.
So, I wonder if he's going to add a bunch more things to his menu after this thing comes out. Well, technically I've already shipped, so my thing's out there now.
I think it'd be cool if he actually contacted you and said, "Hey, let's partner up a little bit here and upgrade
I talk
his."
to him now and again, so I've helped him a little bit on some more esoteric problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that does.
I mean, he's full FPGA though, so I don't know how you would incorporate your kit into his system.
He'd need a bigger FPGA pretty much, and you could do it all in one.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if he's using the NES for the menu or not. If he is, that would significantly hamper it. I don't know. I don't know. I've never tested one out or played with one, so I don't know.
We should have went to some conventions and seen if one was out.
Yeah, Joe played with one at one of the conventions.
That was last year, though, right?
It may have been this year.
Was it still there this year?
It may have been last year. I can't remember.
I remember him talking about it, so it probably was last year.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was last year.
Has he made any announcements on his cases?
Yeah, I think so. He has them. So
I haven't. Is it probably in a different subform of?
It's on NESDEV.
But it's not in hardware. And that's the only one.
No, it's under the his own forum, the Membler Industries one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's under that.
Okay. I ought to go interview him about it. Put a video up for him, just get some extra advertising out there for him. Maybe he'll give me some free cases.
Yeah, he's aiming them for people making new games, pretty much.
Well, sure.
Instead of repros.
Yeah. And they're gray.
He has a gray and black, I think. There's a couple colors, I don't know.
And they're exactly the same except for the label on the back. That's awesome.
Yeah, they look really nice. They're a lot better than the INL cases. Man, those things were a disaster. And there was no cat hairs all over them either.
Right. Yeah, mine are still sitting there. I don't know why I didn't try harder to get them sent back. I thought maybe I'll just go ahead and use them just to get rid of them. But I figured it'd be more hassle to try to return them than to try to sell them.
Yeah. I don't know if he's gone. I think he went radio silent again for a while, and people were getting mad.
Again? Oh, I don't know.
I haven't really kept up with it.
I haven't either.
I'm worried about this thing, getting this damn thing done. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm glad it's finally leaving my hands.
Right.
Yep, got 100 units ready to go.
Well, that's something else you can put on your website. Put up a poll on what project to put you on next.
I was gonna do it on like YouTube.
Yeah.
It's what do I work on next?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you had a web page that could count, you know, people can go to and easily just click on
True.
what they're. Oh, you know what else I'd like to do? Before we do our next order is to actually have a count of how many people do want a kit and how many kits, so we could actually get a more specific number on how many kits we need to order.
I think the price is pretty much the same, so from 200 to 500 would be about the same, probably.
Really?
Yeah. So hopefully I'll break minimum wage here.
That's what I'm saying, though. If we have over 500, then why not order more than 500?
Because it's really freaking expensive.
It gets more expensive to order more than 500?
Well, yeah, each one you order.
No, I'm saying we have the money.
Oh, you mean per? Well, I think it's the same price.
I'm just saying to meet demand.
Oh. Well, it's going to take a couple orders to meet demand anyway. That's the way I looked at it.
Doesn't have to, but it depends on, you know, how many are actually wanting one and how many, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, we'll see. I was figuring 200 or 300 on the next one and then 500 after that. Because, you know, that how long's the NES RGB been out? 2 years?
It'll
be 2 years.
I think it was a year and a half.
Year and a half?
Because I want to say it was December of
so it'd been
13
out
when I ordered my first batch.
Okay, so it was out like a year when I came up with this. We came up with the idea to do this.
Thank God, man. I'm so glad. What video was it? Oh, the M82, right? Is that when you contacted me and said you wanted to come down and check out the console?
Yeah, because you had all sorts of problems with it.
Man, that was so awesome. You two brought us together.
Yeah. Well, you said you messaged me. I still remember it. I mean, maybe you did, but I don't.
I messaged you?
Yeah, through like NESDev or something. A long time ago, you said.
Oh, possibly. I don't remember.
I don't
what
remember.
What it would have been about now.
Yeah, especially, you know, I would have remembered because you're here in town, so.
Well, I wasn't always, though.
True.
Between late 2008 and, let's see, would have been late 2011, I did not live here.
Oh. Maybe it was during that time.
It could have been, because that's about the time I really started ramping up on wanting to learn more. And
oh, okay. I don't know. I looked through my inbox. I didn't see anything, so.
I have no idea what would have been about.
Yeah, me either.
Could have been something on your site that I was interested in.
Maybe it got lost in a spam folder.
Could
I don't really have that many people that contacted me. I've only had like 3 emails total about this thing during development, which is not.
It could have been about the damn composite amp.
Oh, maybe. I did that really shitty mod, you know, back in... You know when I did that? It was 98 or 99 when I did that.
That's crazy.
It worked okay on my TV, but I couldn't... You know, I didn't have any other way to test it.
Right.
So, and I really didn't care a whole lot about it, so I just did something that worked.
I'm sure it's still posted on their site.
Yeah, I'm sure it's somewhere. Yeah, but I like the one mod, you know, this mod right here. The cap transistor and the 2 resistors and the other cap. That one works really well.
That's
from the AV Famicom circuit.
Right.
And I trust Nintendo to design it properly.
Right. I want to say it was Leon K's thread on NESDev, and some guy named Darth Cloud made the suggestion just to use the circuit, and he posted it, and that's when I started using it. Yeah.
Yeah, it works well. I use it. This is the one that was on that video I made about that arcade NES board. I made it for that. And then I soldered it on here to test it and use my PVM. That's how I tested it.
I had a few people over the years question why I didn't put the ferrite bead in there.
Oh, you don't need it.
Exactly. I think that's exactly what Dark Cloud said too. And I tried it both ways.
And there's probably no difference.
And there was zero difference. I mean, it's still shitty composite. You know.
I put the other cap on though that they spec, that 560 PF. Okay, I'm so glad it's done. I'm sure there's going to be some other bugs that I don't know about, but that's what updates are for. But I did a hell of a lot of testing.
I wonder if Bunny Boy used a analyzer like you got.
Yeah, he has one.
Does he have one?
Yeah, that thing is awesome. Marshall fixed up his N64 HDMI with it, and I checked this one.
He's got a name for it.
Ultra 64.
Ultra. I thought it was Ultra HDMI.
Oh, I think you're right. I think it is.
I thought, why didn't he put N64 in there somewhere? Tell him I said he needs to change the name.
We'll ask him.
So this was 3 physical revisions?
3 revs. This is the final rev, so 2 proto revs. Yeah, I had that first white proto, and then I had this green proto, which is pretty much exactly the same as this.
Yeah.
The only difference was I added those jumpers.
And the hole?
And the hole. I added that hole, added those 2 jumpers. I had 2 crystal oscillators, and I only used one, so I took the other one off.
God, that first 2 revs probably had to set you back. Quite a bit of money, right?
Yeah.
Because you had 10 boards the first time, and
yeah.
How many did you order the second time?
I had 10 more.
And it was setup fees for each time, right? Were those both through Myro?
No, the first one was through some asshole that I'm not using anymore.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Mr. Social Justice Warrior that kicked me out for saying ha ha to a joke.
Right.
You know, after I paid him, $400 or $500 to get boards made. Like literally, like hours later, so I'm not using him again. I took his name off the silk screen.
Were those?
No, I got these through the NT people.
Oh. And you don't know who they use?
No. So.
It's a super secret?
I guess. And then I changed this on the bottom too. From serial number to it says place label here. That's what it says. I think I have one that's blank actually. I know I do. Yeah. Yeah, label goes here.
Was there a huge price difference going through NT guys?
Yeah, I got pretty good pricing.
So awesome.
I was reading some early threads today on this, and people were bitching that it was all stretched out. Ooh, it looks like shit.
What threads?
I was on some forum about, it was like a couple days, it was like in November of last year. And they're like, oh yeah, it looks good, but too bad.
Was it one of the threads I started?
No.
Oh.
I don't think so. No, I don't think you started it. And it said, oh yeah, it looks like shit when it's all stretched out like that or something. I was like, lol.
I'm like, that's exactly why we did it the way we did it. You can make it whatever you want it.
But that was right after I got the video working when there was absolutely no options. I had just literally had gotten the video to actually work.
Oh.
And so that was all that I had done, because I literally had just gotten it to actually show something that looked like an NES game. Before that it wouldn't work.
Right.
So, yeah, it was like hours from me getting my first video to recording it and posting it. So obviously it's not going to be polished when I just literally got it to work an hour or 2 before.
Well, a lot of people don't understand how the process works.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, it's a really long process.
It has been a long process.
You see that you see the scan line glitch there every now and again?
See it.
That's actually the PPU doing that. It actually comes out of the composite too.
It'd been cool if you would have somehow been able to record exactly how many hours you had into this.
Well,
I'm sure it's astronomical.
Well, on Quartus there, it actually makes a file every time I compile. So I was going to get all those files and see, I was going to graph it and see, you know, when I did all my work, and I could tell by the number of files, you know, how far apart they were, how long each day I spent on it, pretty much. But, you know, I spent some 8 or 10 hour days on this a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I just work on it, get it, come home from work on it, go to bed, you know, come home the next day, work on it, and go to bed. So it takes a lot of work.
I think it's going to pan out really well, though.
Yeah. I'll be able to make a little bit of money and move out of the ghetto.
You don't know ghetto.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's kind of ghettoifying, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ultra HDMI. That's what he calls it.
Tell him I said he needs to change it.
Yeah, because his cartridge is what, the Ultra N64 or something? His flash card.
Oh, he already has that name on something.
Yeah, on the flash card.
Ah.
So that may be why I called it that.
And why not just N64 HDMI or HDMI N64? I don't know.
Well, I'm staying away from HDMI.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he used a mini HDMI instead of the regular.
I've seen that.
Because he just didn't have room. You know, that board is just packed in.
So it's his board and not the physical space below the...
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, everything on that board is just packed, you know, as close and tight as you can get it, pretty much. Well, even this is the first time I used 0402 surface mount. You know, it's really small.
Mm-hmm.
Now, usually I like 0805 since it's fairly small and, you know, you can easily do it. But this is 0402, so it's like quarter the size footprint. I used a little 0805 on there, but not very much. What?
Did you reply? I can't tell.
He says, change it to what? It's not a great name, but I couldn't come up with anything better. So what should it be?
I don't know, but anything with something that says N64.
Well, you know, it was called the Ultra 64 originally. The system was.
Still had the 64 name in there, though.
Yeah, I think so. I like the black solder mask a lot better than the green. That's the color I was going to use anyway, so.
Looks cooler.
Mm-hmm. Green is so passe. I like the white though too. That was kind of neat. Also,
right.
I like the black and white effect, the zebra effect. I think it looks really good. So I still have the audio things on there. If someone ever wants to tap into the digital audio, it's sitting right there.
But they have to make a circuit for what now?
To convert it to like, what is it, SP diff or optical or whatever.
There's one signal missing though?
You can recreate it.
Yeah. They need to recreate.
With a PLL.
Yeah, what was it?
Well, there's like two clocks. There's like the sample clock, and then there's like the M clock, which is like 4x faster. Which is kind of dumb, but that's how they do it. So, some of the chips don't need it. This chip doesn't need it, so I don't generate it because I can't generate it. I can't get it close enough in frequency to pass the HDMI analyzer, so that's why I don't use it. I was using it, and then the HDMI analyzer is like, I don't like that. It's off, off slightly. So
right.
I fixed it, and by fixing it, it no longer can be the right exact frequency. So I just dropped the signal, and the 8989 regenerates it internally. So if you want to use one of that SP diff chip, you can recreate it yourself with a PLL. Like I think a 4046 PLL chip can do it. I was thinking about making a little circuit board and throwing it on like OSH Park if someone really wanted to make it.
Sure. There's going to be somebody.
Mm-hmm. It'd be funny having optical out on your NES.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you can do it. That's what that's for.
That's what I'm saying. The back of that front loader could just be littered with connectors.
Without the heat sink, then you got more room in there too.
Yeah.
See, if you're gonna put a copy nest, you have to take that heat sink out. You put a copy nest in, I think.
The heat sink or the RF shielding?
Well, on a top loader, there's no RF shielding, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, just that little tiny one.
There's one on the bottom too.
Oh, is there? Yeah, you can't have those. You'll have to take those off.
That's fine.
I hate those things anyway.
They don't do nothing.
Keep the FCC happy.
I've got a stack of them this tall from doing NES RGB installs.
Yeah. You leave the bottom one on, or you just take them both off?
I did, just because.
Why not? Then they're not filling your trash can. They just go back out with the unit.
Go out to the salvage yard.
Yeah.
Here's 20 pounds of sheet metal. It's probably, what do they call that coating they put on that metal?
Zinc. It's galvanized.
Galvanized, yeah. I don't know if they would
Zinc.
pay the same for galvanized steel as they would regular or not.
I don't know. It might. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I did. I added that hole back on the mask there. That's important to have that.
Why?
Because when they solder that, because there's a pad on the bottom of the chip, that lets the gases and stuff come out easier too. From the flux.
Ah.
And if you make a surface something with like one of these regulators, you should, if you do a paste layer, you should have a cross shape where there's no paste under it.
Come on, focus. Because there's vias there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the HDMI chip is the same way. It has them too.
Yep.
Yeah, the DAP as they call it.
I'm sure I'll make another video, but get those first two modded and put up on eBay immediately. Like I said, I'll probably just start at $300 and let them go.
I'm curious to see what they'll get.
If they go for thousands of dollars, whatever, we'll just put that money back towards ordering more kits.
Mm-hmm. Kind of a reverse Kickstarter.
Right. Except
a kick ender.
Except nobody's getting extra money except us.
Yeah, a kick ender instead of a Kickstarter, because the project's already done, so it's at the end. Well, see, if we were to do a proper Kickstarter, this is when the Kickstarter should have started, is once it's all done. And
which is not how it ever happens.
Which is how, yeah, exactly.
I just don't like the idea of them getting a huge percent of the funds.
What was it, 20% or something like that?
It's pretty high.
I think it's 20%.
I mean, it's a fantastic idea. I wish I would have come up with it and made a Kickstarter years ago, but...
What, the site itself?
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. What about Patreon? I don't really like the idea of Patreon.
I never really...
You know what it is?
No.
It's basically a virtual begging bowl or tip jar. So really? I see it on a lot of YouTube videos. Oh, give me money in Patreon. Basically, it's kind of like Kickstarter, but you don't get anything for your money. You just give people money. It's a way they call a virtual tip jar. So I don't know. I put YouTube videos up just because I feel like it, and people watch them. That's cool. That's the payment I want, is people to watch them.
And you're getting 1,000+ views now.
Yeah, well, that's not too bad.
But people are interested to see progress on the project.
Yeah, and the other stuff too. I posted a few other videos. You see the neon one I posted?
The neon one?
Yeah.
When did you post that?
A couple days ago. No, Sunday. You not subbed?
No. I've got a tab just for you.
Oh.
I refresh it every once in a while.
Yeah, you should sub, and then that's what I have. You're on my sub, so then whenever you do a new video, it just pops up.
Yeah. I don't know. I got so many requests in the beginning. Hey, you sub me and I'll sub you, kind of a thing.
Oh, God damn it. Don't tell me I had this thing in front of the camera like the entire freaking
Probably when I had you plug me in.
Oh, yeah, I bet you're right. Nothing like a big fat power cable right in the middle of the damn video. Yeah, I think you're right. I hope so.
I had so many people ask me to sub them and return sub, and I was like,
I only sub people that I watch videos, you know.
That's not how I want to get my numbers up.
Yeah.
I still get a lot of requests for people wanting me to join their...
No, you don't want to do that. It's
I knew I didn't want to, but...
It's a scam.
I said, how could they possibly help me anymore, you know?
Well, the way it works is you join their what do they call it? It's not a channel, it's like a network thing. There's a name for it. They basically, once you do that, then they get control over your videos. They make money off of your videos, and they can actually delete them or copy them or something. So it's just really bad news.
Screw that.
Yeah, exactly. No, I've never gotten any of that.
I've been ignoring a lot of emails lately.
What, for this stupid thing?
No, never for that. It's always something else. Like, hey, I bought an SNES and it doesn't work. Can you help me? Nope, I can't. I have probably never done an SNES repair video beyond the power jack is broke.
It's always that fuse.
Or the fuse or something.
It's always that damn fuse.
Well, not always.
Not always.
Some people have, like, video RAM problems or something like that. I'm like, well, dude, it's a surface mount chip. The console's cheap enough where you could probably just get another one that works. Because fixing them is, I mean, it's not beyond our abilities, but it's beyond most people's abilities.
Well, they just, I got better things to do than fix Super Nintendos, for example.
And I'm not known for doing it. That's what I'm saying. I get people emailing me about stuff that I don't do. Sega Genesis consoles, I don't fix those. Why am I getting emails about it? I don't know.
Well, they figure, well, you do mods, well, maybe you fix them.
I do repair work and modifications on Nintendos. Like 99% of the videos I put out there are top loader or NES. The very few Sega videos I have is like, here's how to put an LED on it. Not, here's how to diagnose bad VRAM.
This is a 105, the one I have. $105-949952. I wonder what that last digit is. I wonder if that's a check digit.
That's what somebody said.
I think it's a check digit for the...
What does that mean exactly?
It's for the barcode, so they know they scanned it right. If that doesn't match, then they know that the barcode's no good.
So when I first started looking at the serial numbers way back in the day, I'm like, damn, they made, what is it,
probably
over...
Probably 594,000.
Well, I used to think that it was million, because I didn't know that was a check digit.
Yeah,
And I'm like, no way did they sell that many.
Yeah, the 1 is probably, 10 is probably on, they didn't start at that many.
Right.
I thought about starting these at like 1,000, but I started at 1.
I was really hoping to sell 1 and 2.
Oh, well, you should have told me. I would have saved them.
I think by the time I'd even thought about it, you'd already shipped out, so it wasn't...
the moot point.
Yeah, I was just hoping.
My friend wanted 420, so he's getting 420. He wants it.
Is there going to be any reason to change the serial number, like per batch, maybe start at a different number?
No, I'm just going incremental. I'll keep a spreadsheet of who I sold them to, serial number, who I sold them to, and the date they were programmed, and probably ship date too. So right now, when I hit the button on my program that blesses the board, it records in a CSV file the date and time and the serial number. So then I know exactly when I programmed it, and then I can look through there to see how long it takes to program one. I can just look at the times and figure it out. So yeah, it's kind of a... try to make it as professional as possible. I don't want some hobby bullshit where you send it out, oh yeah, crap, it doesn't work, I'll send them all back or whatever. That's why I spent all that money to get an HDMI analyzer, because I wanted to make sure it's going to work when I send this out.
Right.
I'm sure there's probably going to be one freaking TV this doesn't work on. There's gotta be, even though the analyzer says everything is good.
Yeah, you never know. Well, I know what you need to work on next is the website. Somehow we need to get a shopping cart system set up for that. Because I'd like to have all the kits at my house ready to go. And you can just, I don't know, somehow forward me information, or I can go on the website and see what's sold.
Well, you already run something like that, don't you?
No.
Oh, you don't? Oh, man.
My buddy didn't sleep very well last night.
I was up late programming those frickin' boards. What do you expect? Oh, well, it's done now. My frickin' wrists were hurting too from these connectors, you know, having to open and close these little connectors. I had to do it 1,000 times in the last 4 days.
Yeah.
2 per board, so you know, I had to do it 2,000 times. I had to put it in and then undo it. Yeah. Yeah, it's murder on your fingers after a while.
There's probably a tool for that.
I'm sure there is. But yeah, this fixture worked quite well. You know, I designed a circuit board to do this, but I just didn't have time to get it made. So I made this one. I think I'm gonna put an NES on this perf board, make a perf board NES, test the interposers. Since the NES is really simple, there's not very many parts on it, so
yeah.
Just laying out an NES on perf board with my usual wire technique would not be very difficult.
So none of these interposers are tested?
No, they're not tested.
But
I tested 30 of the NT interposers because they came with pins on them. This is the way they come. Yeah, they come with a socket and the pins on it.
You have them assembled to that point?
Yeah. But these 2 interposers didn't work. They work, but there's video problems, so there's an opener short on them somewhere.
So I need to be on the lookout for that, huh?
Yeah.
But the ones that I'm getting are known that
the main boards are good.
So
yeah.
if I have problems, it's probably that.
Yeah. So, I was gonna make an interposer tester, but again, I didn't have time. I had to get them out.
Oh, man, they're square pin.
I know. That's why I didn't want those pins.
Fuck. All the ones I've got prepped won't work now.
Well,
because they got the round pin.
Well, my interposer have no pins. That's the NT interposer. They're different.
Oh, okay.
They're different.
I thought you meant they all work.
Oh no! I hate those square pins. They're no good.
Oh, thank God.
Here's ours. It's like I got packages of cocaine here. But no, they're circuit boards.
Okay, good. They're bare except for the...
Yeah, they're bare. See, they're different. The interposers are actually made differently. The connector comes out the opposite side. They're actually different. So see, the connector comes out near pin 1 on these, and it comes out near pin 20 on these. That's the difference.
It's because of the way they wanted it to face on the...
Yeah. So I guess I could buy these kind too if we need them for other systems, you know. So basically,
which I need to find out.
Yeah. So I mean, they look the same, but they're backwards from one another. So if you put them together, so the chip faces the same way. That's what it looks like. This is a part number 6504, and this is a 6507, and this is a 6502. A and B for the CPU and PPU. PPU's a B, CPU's an A.
And how many is in a roll here?
I think
1, 2,
10.
3, 4, 5.
It's 10. Because there's 10 rolls of 10, I believe. And then each roll of main boards, there's 10 in each one of those. And I marked the serial number like 331 to 340. 311 to 320. 381 to 390. 301 to 310. So yep, these have all been programmed and tested except the interposers. So we'll do a real quick install. That way you know how it's done.
I know how.
Yeah. Well, at least go through the motions anyway.
Yeah.
There's not much on it. Just JTAG and serial. I have plenty of room to put an NES on there and to test the interposers. Just wire one up in perf board, and it'd probably only take me 4 or 5 hours to make an NES on there. Not too long. So anyway, so this board you don't have to do anything to it really. Pretty sure I only got 100 of each of these. This is like what you have, isn't it?
Yep.
That's how I do it. They're slightly different than the ones you have, but
You got the long ones there.
that's all I could find.
It took me a while to find the short ones, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Everyone was selling these ones,
Yeah.
so I was kind of stuck. And I don't know if on here it's actually marked where it says CPU and then NES. See that?
Yep.
So I think I was putting these like this. Doesn't really matter. I think I was putting the fat ends down. I think. No, I think I was putting the fat ends up. It doesn't.
I've always put the long ones into the socket.
Oh, this way?
No, the other way.
Like the way I had it.
Yeah.
And so this says CPU, so that's not the one I want. What I was doing. Taking putting them on the board.
Yeah. I finally ordered a couple more tips too.
Oh yeah, where do you get them at? I need to order some.
I had to Google.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
remember what the place was called. It was the cheapest place I could find. It was still $31 per tip
Oh really?
for the one that I like, the 939, the blade one.
Yeah, I didn't like that one a whole lot.
Really?
I like this one. This one's pretty good. This little fine
You
one.
could probably find that one on eBay.
Oh yeah.
I can't find that 939 on eBay.
Oh, it
at
was
all.
that particular one you couldn't find.
Yeah. Matter of fact, that's one of them that I got on eBay that I gave you.
Yeah, it works good.
See, the blade one, they can drag solder that.
Yeah, I don't like doing that though.
What, you want to do it the hard way?
Well, you can't drag solder the bottom of it
What do you mean?
with all the surface mount parts and stuff right next to where you have to solder. When you goober it all up, you think?
I hope not. But yeah.
Yeah, see how close that is?
Well, the outside we can do, but
Yeah.
the inside,
And there's
Not
not
so much.
Yeah, not much I could do about it. That's just the way it
might be able to
works.
do the top side socket first.
And
That
then
way I can drag it
on the
on the
other.
outside of it.
It's gonna be kind of tricky.
Yeah, it will be. That's a good thing about using those breakaway sockets.
Yeah,
you don't have those bridges
they're all
across
open,
the middle. Yeah, that might work.
Well, at least with the interposers, if one of them doesn't work, it's really easy to just swap in another one to see if that's the problem or not. But if we're going to sell these, we're going to have to definitely test them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to come up with a way to test them with real NES, CPU and PPU, so we know for a fact that they work, and then not just, oh yeah, I hope it works.
Yeah.
I wonder how Tim tests his NES RGB boards, or if he even does test them. Or does he rely on the installers to quote-unquote test them by soldering them into a system?
I don't have any idea.
I tried to set my testing regimen up so it's kind of like a real company would do it, with a fixture and all that, just to make sure everything works. I don't want to ship something and have it get out there and something it doesn't work. I want to know for sure when I ship them that they actually function, and so far I've done that. Every one I test with a power pack on that NT board, and I run Mario 3 and make sure the audio works and all of that.
Is there not any kind of a reusable ribbon cable that would go into those where you didn't have to clamp it every time?
I don't know, there might be. It might be expensive and hard to come by. Maybe they may even be custom or something.
It's funny, I've never even thought about using my fingernails to break those.
Really?
I've just always went for the clippers.
Oh, really? You just cut them?
Yeah.
Well, they're not very hard to cut, so.
Yeah, it just never dawned on me.
It's kind of bootstrap with the sockets there. Yeah, you gotta be careful to solder these in when you solder these inside ones.
That's why I'm thinking doing the socket first.
Yeah. No, just mean in there.
Yeah. Do socket first and won't have the headers in the way.
True. Thought about using dual wipe sockets on these too, since those work pretty good. I like those sockets, they're usually quite reliable. Kind of like on
I really haven't had any problems with these
well, the problems I have
cheap
with
round pin ones.
they wear out for me. I wore out a couple of sets on one of these boards.
Well, sure, but nobody's gonna be unplugging and plugging in a bunch of stuff out of
True.
them once they're
If you only do it a couple of times, they're fine.
Yeah. Oh, I've definitely worn them out, even just with chip legs.
Yeah, that's what I did too. When I was testing all the different PPU and CPU variations, I wore out the sockets on one of my interposers.
What I found is, as soon as you plug in a round pin header into that socket,
It fucks the socket up.
yeah, you will not get a chip back in there
And have it
make
work.
connection now.
Yep. Then with those square ones are even worse. Like the square ones are plugged onto those dual wipes on the NT, and you never can plug a chip back in there.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because it stretches them out even worse. You gotta solder, 160 pins on the interposers. 40 times 2 times 2. I wished you only had to do just the PPU, but unfortunately that's not how it worked out. If you want to be able to get in the menu and have audio and all that, you have to have both of them.
Oh, having digital audio is Most excellent.
Whoop. There's one.
Worth it.
And the menu, because you got to be able to read that controller somehow. I think it's pretty funny. I have the first shipping HDMI product, hobbyist HDMI product that I know of. There's probably some other esoteric things kicking around out there. But definitely the first for a NES system anyway, or Nintendo system.
Yeah.
I wish I had a little more time to fix a few or do a few other minor things on the firmware, but I figured I might as well just ship the damn thing and see how it went. So I can always fix it later if I had to. I mean, if we want these pins on here, they can put these on there for us too. It wouldn't really cost much of anything. So maybe that's an option.
That would be most excellent.
And mainly,
would we have to send them to them?
No, they'll buy them.
Source them?
Oh no, they'll source them. They sourced all the parts. Didn't send them anything. Send them Gerbers in a parts list. There are one set of interposers.
That wasn't too bad.
No. This is your board here. Are those socketed?
No, I totally didn't.
Oh, this is my board.
Prep this one. That one's socketed. That one's mine, isn't it? Right there.
Yeah, that one's yours. I guess we can use that. Gotta take the heat sink off. I'll just take it off altogether, and you can put it back on if you want to put it back on. Since I don't have any desoldering capabilities here, I'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way. Whoop.
Again, if you had that blade, touch all 3 pins.
No, you don't. There's that. I wonder who made that.
Don't recognize the logo?
There is no logo. It says Japan though. Probably Hitachi or someone like that. So you don't poke yourself. No one likes to get poked with regulator pins.
Nope.
And then, next step, gotta add 2 wires. And there's the wires on this one. Probably don't have to be that long. Probably half that. Ground in the middle. Power on the side.
Do we need the ground wire? Isn't it grounded through the interposers?
Yeah, you need the ground. I do not recommend not having the ground, because if that ground ever lifts, you're going to get 9 volts on all the logic stuff.
Ah.
You don't want that.
No.
Unless you want to buy another HDMI adapter and some NES chips and stuff to fix it. There. So on the next rev, I'll probably put a ground pad on there next to the VN.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah, that was an oversight. I didn't even think about it at the time. So unfortunately, you got to use these caps at the ground, which is right here, just the end of them right here.
Still need to get a damn solder holder.
True.
$5-10 on eBay.
And the ground goes on these caps here. And then power goes on the VN pad. Well, God damn it. Wish I had my work area at work. Make life a lot easier. Alright. So there's the power and ground. Right there. And then unfortunately I don't have a bottom. I guess I'll use this one for now.
Looks like about, what, maybe half the blue is actually in the connector.
If that, yeah, it's about a third of it. There. Like that. And I'll have to solder that jumper on. Or no, this one doesn't need the jumper. The NT needs the jumper. This doesn't. It's hard to keep track. Yeah, that looks really nice, doesn't it?
Yeah. Those were the 6-inch?
Yeah, these are the short ones. Looks like this one's just perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like they're going to work quite well. Oh yeah, I like that. I've never actually had one installed in a system.
Matter of fact, it misses the screw hole.
I know it does.
So
it's like perfect.
Yeah, you could actually screw it down if you wanted to.
I like my big text. It makes it really easy to, you know, there's like the notch in there too. Come on, I hate those round pins sometimes. Be a bastard getting every single pin in there. Oh, God damn it. Hate.
I usually solder the sockets in with the chip I'm going to put in it.
Oh,
Seems to line them up better.
Yeah, that would have been a...
Instead of
I've done that. I don't know why I didn't do that. Yeah, you're right. I have done that. These poor chips have been cycled in and out of sockets a lot of times by me, too. There. The very first HDMI NES just rolled off the production line. No, it looks good, but it doesn't work.
I'm not going to know. We need to cut a hole right here.
I was just going to plug it in and...
Lift it up a little bit.
Yeah. I think it looks really good. I think that's a pretty nice mod.
Get some light over here, damn it. could have held it up to this camera. It's right under the light. No idea if you're actually.
No idea if I'm in frame or not. Yeah.
Close enough.
Okay. Let's see. Cross your fingers. Yep. Works now.
Did you jump with a 5-volt on the main board?
Yeah. God, I hate that monitor. It's like 10 seconds of anticipation.
So does the light turn blue before it actually puts out
Yeah,
video? Is that what
yeah.
we're looking for you?
There, so.
Can't change out my cards now. Shot too much video.
That seems to work. And of course my cables are all caught up everywhere. Making life very difficult. Yeah, seems to work. Yep, seems to work pretty good.
Do you have to hold it down for reset, or can you just tap it?
If you tap it, then the game resets.
Yeah, I forgot
That's
we
a
did
power
that.
pack, yeah.
You got that listed in the features?
No, it's not my feature, it's a power pack.
Oh, okay.
No, it has nothing to do with me. That's why in the NT, it's tricky to come back to the power pack menu. That's what I was saying. Remember?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because
Yeah.
you know you hold the button down to turn it off, but you have to also hold it down if you want to reset for a little while. So that was the problem. Overclock it a little so it won't slow down so much. Now it doesn't lag when I use that.
Most excellent.
Music pitch is higher though, but you can fix that.
Change the setting, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the menu. Yeah, everything seems to work okay. Definitely need that double stick tape though,
Yeah.
or foam tape. Yeah.
I'll go to Walmart and look and see what I can find. I could probably find something pretty decent and cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't even need to be half-inch square as long as it's half-inch tall.
Like I said, I think that stuff they use to seal up around window air conditioners will probably be pretty good because it's pretty thick.
Yeah.
So just a small piece of that.
Yeah, I don't think that the door stuff that they sell, I think it's pretty thin usually.
yeah.
I've probably got some of that laying around somewhere. Good stuff, man.
You want this board back?
Let's leave it all together.
Well, it's my bottom.
Oh. No. I don't want your bottom.
These off. Need those for testing.
Do you need the UMCs still?
I'd like to keep them for now. Why, you want to play with them?
Well, I'd love to try the install on that console.
Oh.
See if I can get it going.
They do work. I tested them.
I don't know if the console works though.
Oh,
That'd be a cool console to sell too.
The composite doesn't work right though. It doesn't output NTSC. It outputs like a PAL.
Don't care.
Yeah. I'm just saying, and that's what happens when you use the composite. It still works, but the colors are all screwed up. I tested it.
Just on the UMC chips, or?
Yeah, just on UMC.
Yeah.
The other ones obviously work fine.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you can see how the install works. So yeah, basically you gotta solder on R35 and then power and ground, and then just hook the interposers up, and that's all I have to do.
Super cool.
And then the other thing you have to do is in the menu, you have to set the whatchamacallit, the phase properly. You have to set that.
The what?
The phase, the despeckle phase. And you set that with Double Dragon or Zelda. And once you set it, then it's set forever pretty much.
But it'll, I mean, obviously you didn't set it, so it'll run without it being set, but
yeah, but
it'll show speckles on a couple games.
Yeah, and some games might crash. I've noticed here. Watch. Up there at the top, see, it looks okay. I hate this part, so can't skip it. Still looks okay. HREV parts are by far the best chip to use for this.
So it's chip dependent is what you're saying?
Yeah. Kill this guy, I'll should be able to show it off. Yeah, see it?
Yep.
See that?
Actually, I'll use this.
Phase 2 and 3 does it, but phase 1 is fine.
Is there 4 different for a reason?
Yeah, because that's how many different combinations of phases there are between the CPU and PPU synchronization. So that actually changes that synchronization. So it shows up on this game in Zelda. So it looks fine. Let's see it.
Yep.
It's a lot more obvious on Double Dragon, I think, than on this game.
Is that the only ones you know of?
Also Rygar does it too. I'm sure there's others. I know what causes it. It's a bug in the PPU. Oops. There you go. So now it won't do it at all. most chips only one phase is good. I have a little table I made. So it's phase 1 for everything except an E-rev, which you use phase 2. I think is what it was. But you'll have to play around a little with it. It should be fairly uniform between chip revs though, I would hope. But that's basically what it looks like. So now you know what to look for. And then so once you do that, so it's select plus left gets into the menu. One of the cameras just...
Wasn't mine.
Was it mine? Oh yeah, maybe mine. Oh, that's fine. So anyway. And then once you do that, then you have to go to save, and then you have to actually save it. And then it'll be there forevermore unless you change it again. But that's just part of the testing phase once it's installed. And it's select plus left is the default to get in the menu. Then the other ones are, you know, overclock is select and up, underclock is select and down, short reset is select start and down, and then long is select start and up. And of course, if you don't like those, you can easily change them, but that's just what the defaults are. So if I want to, that's why there's a long and a short reset, so you can get in and out of the power pack menu.
Yeah.
That's what it's for. So, yeah. So basically, yeah, I guess I can write it up and email it to you, but yeah, basically got a solder jumper that hooks the power supply up, and then just power and ground, and that's pretty much it on the
cables and
yeah. Oh
two
yeah.
wires.
You need ribbon cables.
Yeah, yeah.
One of these was open.
Give me a couple of each of the long ones too,
Okay.
just so I might open up a twin or something.
I got one of those open over there.
I have no idea how we're gonna hook it up. I might check into a panel mount, female HDMI cord type thing, something like that maybe. Since there's really, I don't know if there's any post right there to even throw it down on and secure it. Cool.
And that's that.
What an awesome site. I love it.
Delete some stuff off of this so I got room.
Do you have any idea where I could get more of those UMC chips?
No.
I checked UT Source and eBay and
Not reliably.
Fine Chips.
Yeah, not reliably anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've got 19 broken top loaders that need CPUs.
That's a lot of top loaders that need CPUs.
Half of them need PPUs also. Well, see, that may not be why they were broken, but I stole them to fix other people's NESs and never replaced them. Yeah, so they probably need SRAMs. That's something else I was going to work on, is trying to find an SRAM replacement that...
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, I need something different, because like finding those 0.3 inch SRAMs is impossible.
Even on eBay?
Well, I don't trust them, because I bought a bunch of brand new ones and they didn't work.
Oh, really?
I bought all at Jamco or whatever. I bought all that they had left, and I think out of 30, only a couple of them actually worked, and
That sucks.
I didn't trust them enough to leave them in there.
Yeah. I hate Jamco anyway.
But it was the right part number and everything. It just...
Well, Jamco likes to sell remarked parts and stuff. Like, we bought RAM chips at work from Jamco, and they were remarks, and some of them blew up. Make sure these are soldered too. They have to be soldered on the top, so I did that on all of these.
It didn't come through?
It didn't pull it through because the ears are really short. I think you're supposed to do pad in hole or paste in hole, and then when you reflow it, it solders it. I think that's how it's supposed to work.
So was there any?
Yeah, see, they hand soldered it on the bottom, but they didn't. It doesn't go through and touch the pin, so it doesn't do any good.
What pin? On the side here?
Yeah, they don't go far enough through that hole. Because they're supposed to have paste in hole. And then when you put the part in, when they reflow it, then the paste melts in the hole and solders it too.
Is that something you can change next time?
Yeah, I think so. I think I can tell them to do that and they'll do it.
We got a couple of revisions to make.
What else?
That notch, if you wanted to.
Nah, I'm not going to do that.
There's something else, wasn't there?
I don't have a ground for the power.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm. True.
No, I'm not terribly worried about the notch.
No.
I think it actually helps it.
Yeah. Time constraints. I didn't have a lot of time to go and make sure everything was perfect. Had to get it done.
So glad it's done.
Mm-hmm.
We'll still have our little problems, but
yeah,
should be easy enough to work through. That's what I love about being able to update the firmware with a .NES file.
Mm-hmm. Fixes all those little problems. And good luck on putting those together.
Probably get them done tomorrow, and I'll probably list them on Sunday and just do a 7-day auction. That way next Sunday get some money out of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then do a bunch more every day. I'm thinking maybe once I kind of know what they are going to sell for, you know, a good range or whatever, I'll just start putting up buy it nows.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I don't think I want to go through the hassle of putting all the accessories with them either, just console
Bare
only.
console.
I don't know, it just depends. Like the AV modded top loaders, just composite modded ones.
Uh-huh.
It's crazy how much more money you can get when you start throwing a bunch of stupid games with it. I mean, just $2 games and all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, definitely. People are like, oh, this has games too.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's $100 more and you put like $30 worth of stuff in there.
At least it's done. As done as it's getting.
Yeah, if you can work up some website magic with somebody.
I don't know anybody.
I don't either. There's got to be somebody out there willing to help, but
Oh man.
maybe that last guy that contacted me, that was just within the last few weeks.
Oh yeah.
Maybe he'll finally get back with me and help us set it up. I mean, we can even do it through my site, just as long as we have a shopping cart that'll shut off orders once we're out of parts.
Units, yeah.
Be the main thing.
I thought we were just gonna sell them to installers and not just anybody.
Well, definitely will be a warning. Like, this is not just any DIY project. You need somebody that knows what they're doing.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't mind selling, you know, some of these to some specific installers that, because
Yeah.
there's no way I'm going to do 60 or 80 within the next couple weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seems like a lot of the installers that I knew, or modders anyway, big name guys are getting out of it.
Oh, why is that?
Probably just getting tired of it.
Huh.
Get burnt out. I got burnt out last summer and this summer. I took off just because I got burnt out on it. It's kind of it's a work ethic thing, you know. I mean, when somebody's console's sitting there waiting on me to mod it,
Yeah, then you gotta
it's
do it.
nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
You know, and even if it's not my fault that I can't get to, you know, I've got 20 other people in front of them or something. I was like, God damn.
Mm-hmm. Better get these done.
You know, if it's my stuff, then there's no pressure. I mean, well, there's pressure, but there's less pressure. You know what I mean?
I know it just takes all the fun out if there's pressure. I think.
Yeah.
You know, to get it done.
And the money could be better if it was my own consoles and selling them on eBay. So why not go that route? I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, well, once the first 100 are gone, or actually when the first 40 or 50 are gone, then I can probably afford to get more made.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah.